Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Motor Mike Media and I'm your host, Motor Mike. Now today we're going to be talking about the new super truck, the Hummer EV. And before we talk about that, let's briefly talk about its past. So the original Hummer, or Humvee as it was known, was a rugged military vehicle. It had inboard disc brakes, portal axles, a compressor in back that basically went to all the wheels, allowing you to inflate and deflate as needed. Soldiers loved them, and there's so many different configurable models. You had, four-door wagons, there's a notchback version, soft tops, trucks. It was the do-all vehicle for the military. They dropped them out of helicopters and planes. And after the war, there's a bit of a cry for something like that. Now, a similar thing happened back in the day with World War II with the Jeeps. The soldiers loved them after the war. They kind of wanted something like that, so the CJ was made. So, same thing happened here. GM heard words and whispers of people wanting something like that, so GM decided to get to the books and start making something happen. So they got with Arnold, the former governor of California, and used him as a spokesperson, and the H1 was born. Taking the military Hummer and then slightly adding some creature comforts to it and modernizing it a little bit. And it was pretty good. It was kind of expensive, but people loved it. It was a very capable vehicle, but unfortunately not a whole lot of people actually took it off-road. They kind of became pavement queens and sat in garages. But they still sold decently. After a few years, they heard that people wanted a little bit more of an affordable model, so GM went to the drawing boards once again, and they took kind of bits and bobs from other GM models, kind of the better components, and mixed it all together with some Hummer DNA and created the H2. Now, the H2 was a more affordable Hummer. It had its own unique components as well as sharing components with other models, but overall it sold very well. Unfortunately, it kind of got a bad reputation after a while. Just like the previous one, no one really took them off-road. They kind of just hung out and became part of rapper videos, and celebrities bought them to haul around families. It became an American excess, unfortunately. They sucked on gas, and during that time, with gas prices slowly rising and the economy slowly starting to take a dive before the 2008-2009 recession, it was just a bad timing for them. There at the end, they made the H3, which was a smaller, more affordable Hummer that was built off the Colorado platform, so it had an inline 5-cylinder engine, and it was okay, but people didn't take those off-road either. Now, there's a very rare model, which is the H3T. They only made for a brief time. And the rarest of them all was the H3T. Now, the H3T was basically the H3 truck with alpha, meaning V8 engine. So if you can find those online, they're hard to. They're very expensive. People want an arm and a leg for them. But it's one of the rarer Hummers out there. So when 2008-2009 happened, GM had to do what they could to save their overall company, and the Hummer brand went away. So now we have this new Hummer. And yes, the brand didn't come back. This is now the GMC Hummer EV, but it's awesome that it's back. So no one can say, oh, it's just another gas guzzler. It doesn't use gas. It's an EV and EV only. So let's talk about the styling. When you look up front, you can see a reminiscent of the older Hummers while being futuristic. Tow hooks just like the original one. It's got the signature Hummer grille, just more modernized, with nice LED lights. And a cool little feature about those lights is when you're charging the vehicle, they actually do a little pulsate where they light up, letting you know that they're charging and how charged they are. It's a cool little touch of detail there. Going over to the side profile of the vehicle, it's very rugged in its design. The front and rear wheel wells are bulged out, giving it a wide body look, similar to the Raptor and the TRX, so it's real rugged and macho looking. Going to the back, has very nice LED lights there, as well as having the Multi-Pro tailgate. For those who don't know, the Multi-Pro tailgate was used by GMC. It's supposed to be showing up in the Silverado very soon. And it's a tailgate that can fold down in different ways that makes it easier for you to use. Whether it being a staircase to get into the vehicle, becoming a workspace for you to use, or holding in wood at different angles. It's a cool feature, and it's nice to see it here. Now, another cool feature that's only found here is removable roofs. GM's kind of gone away from that. Back in the days, you had T-tops, and the Corvettes always had a removable panel. Well, this is both of those put together, which is very cool. So for the driver and passenger, there's one big piece that removes from there, giving you open air experience. In the back, it's almost a T-top design, where you can remove those two individual panels if need be. It's very cool to see that. So now only the Hummer EV and the Jeep Gladiator are the only two convertible trucks. Other cool features when you step onto the inside is just all this new switchgear. You guys can let me know in the comments below, but when I looked at everything, I really don't see anything that carries over from other GM models. It seems like almost everything other than like the turn stocks are brand new, and that's good to see. A lot of times when a brand new model or a big model comes out for an automaker, they'll go all in on it. And eventually I think some of these switchgear pieces will trickle down in the other GM models, but everything looks very premium, very upscale. A giant touchscreen, very crisp. It's the latest and greatest from GM. And below that, like I said, is like an aluminum or metal switchgear, very nice buttons and stuff. It's a very good layout while being very futuristic. The driver has a very unique steering wheel, nicely leather wrapped, and in front of that is a digital display. It's customizable. You can change it to your wants and needs, which is very nice. Overall, the exterior and interior are amazing. It has that Hummer DNA in there while being this futuristic EV. Other cool features that this has is, well, it has airbag suspension, so it can lift itself up. There's a special mode, so if you're off-road, it'll extend all 6 inches up, give you way better ground clearance so you can get over those rough obstacles. You also have crab mode, which is very cool. Now, you can look at a crab, they move horizontally, so it's the same thing here. So if you're off-roading and you get stuck by a rock in front of you, instead of having to back up and pick a new trail, you can kind of just activate crab mode. All 4 wheels will move, and you can move horizontally, or diagonally, I should say. And by moving diagonally, you can get around these objects. So it's basically an advanced 4-wheel steering where everything can move. And that's cool. It's only been seen on the Hummer, and it's very impressive. Also, this Hummer is going to have the latest version of Super Cruise. Now, Super Cruise was found in the Cadillac models, and a lot of journalists will say that it rivals or even beats the Tesla autonomous driving. So knowing that this is going to have the latest and greatest version of that is awesome. It's a cool feature that, for the price point of this vehicle, and we'll get there in a second, it's something that needs to be there, and it's awesome that's there. Now, the overall experience of everything is, this is the latest and greatest from GM, their latest and greatest battery technology, and we know that there's going to be more electric models out there. So this is a 3-motor design, 1 motor up front, 2 in the back, and this is going to offer 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque, and they have freedom, watts to freedom, which basically is you get your ludicrous mode, if you want to put it that way, where you can go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Very impressive numbers all around, with an estimated 350 miles of range. It's good to see that GM has put their best foot forward with this new Hummer design. It's a bold, rugged design that's so off-road capable, and I really hope people do take it off-road. Now, like I said, it has a big sticker price, being basically $113,000, and that's a very big number, and I really hope that they would have made a more affordable one from the get-go. They say that in a few years, like 2024, there's going to be one that's more affordable. I think that was like around $80,000. It's a little expensive, if you ask me. Now, I understand it's all this tech, all these features, it's so capable. Does it justify the price? Maybe. We'll have to see when it officially comes out and journalists can drive it. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of like the G-Wagon. Now, the G-Wagon was a rugged military vehicle. When they made a civilian version of it, over the years it got more and more luxurious. And if anyone sees a current G-Wagon, they know that it's just cruising around California or a very expensive area. People don't take it off-road, even though it's very off-road capable. And I'm almost worried that the same thing will happen to this Hummer EV, where it has all these off-road goodies, but people might not use it for its true purpose. And that's kind of what happened with the original Hummer H1 and H2. And hopefully they don't repeat their mistakes from the past. But I don't think so. So let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of this new Hummer? Are you sad that it's not a gas vehicle? Or are you happy that it's EV and it's the new future of GM? I'm very curious to see when it comes out what the journalists say. But we'll have to wait and find out. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest and greatest. And I thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.